advertising is moving online and spending is through the roof. But untargeted, generic, terrible ads simply won't cut it anymore. But navigating the whole internet with thousands of streaming services and websites can be tricky for any company. Cue the Trade Desk, the future of advertising. Now, founded back in 2009, the company is revolutionizing the ad industry, helping companies create tailored ad campaigns and reach a global audience, be it through connected TV, streaming services, social media, or other services. Now, the way the Trade Desk does their thing is that customers bid on ad exposure, and then the Trade Desk, through cloud computing's analytics and algorithms, help them build ad campaigns and reach exactly the customers they want to reach. And you can gain great insights into how you're reaching your audience and how your campaign is doing. And they have partnered with companies like Fox, Spotify, Major League Baseball, Vivo, Visa, Wall Street Journal, Baidu, BBC, Equifax, Expedia, Spotify and SoundCloud, and more to give you the most exposure possible and the best information. So in other words, if you want to run an ad campaign anywhere outside of Google, Facebook, Amazon and Netflix domain, you go to the Trade Desk. And customers range from Volkswagen to upstart donuts and coffee shops. So this is by no means a service geared towards big business, and you don't need millions and millions in an ad budget to use the Trade Desk. It is open for anyone regardless of size, and that's really what you want to see in an upstart tech company. Now, the stock has had an amazing run since its IPO in late 2016, surging more than 1,000% from $27 up to $315 in early 2020. But it somehow manages to fly under most investors' radar. But I think this is a great time to scoop up some shares of the Trade Desk before the company continues its path towards ad industry domination. The recipe here and the story is obvious. You've got a small, fast-growing tech company that is already profitable, putting up big numbers in a secular trend, which is the move to online ad spending and the expansion of the web. And it's led and run by a founder CEO who's tech savvy. So this is the recipe followed by both Amazon and Tesla. And I picked up both of those companies pretty early on. And I know a winner when I see one, and the Trade Desk is one. And one example of how the Trade Desk has massive opportunity going for them is the streaming war that is really heating up, with companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, Hulu, Disney, CNN, and all traditional news outlets fighting to have their streaming service shine. And in the middle there, sort of a negotiator, is the Trade Desk. So if you want to run ads across these stream services, you can go to the Trade Desk. And the online ad spending is projected to hit $517 billion by 2023. And the Trade Desk only needs a tiny part of this to grow magnitudes of the size it is today. And the stock will obviously run together with that. Now, competition is definitely out there in the form of Facebook and Google with their billions and billions of customers and devices. But the Trade Desk is keeping its niche for now and trying to run as fast as they can, and they're running pretty fast. They're already profitable, putting up $108 million in net income from a revenue of $701 million. And while growing at an incredible pace, the company has already amassed $255 million in cash. That's not something you see from most young tech companies. And over the last 5 years, revenues have gone from 114 to 661 million, gross profit from 100 to 504, net income from 8.8 to 108, and cash from 133 to 446. Now, they've seen some pressure on margins, and operating margins and free cash flow has really staled and isn't growing that much, but that's because the company is growing and they have to spend a lot more money. And I've personally never seen such numbers being put up by a young tech company, and maybe some companies are profitable, but they most surely don't have $255 million in cash. So this is already a financially sound company, and it's still a super hot, fast growing tech stock. Now we can't get much better, right? Well, cue their CEO, Jeff Green. He's a billionaire tech businessman and investor who co-founded a demand-side ad company that was required by Microsoft. So he's already been on the other side of the trade desk, but he saw more potential on the other side. And if you listen to any of his YouTube videos, podcasts, or interviews, you can really see that this guy is the smartest man in the room. He talks about the ad industry in the calmest, rational, most clear-sighted way. It's all about the vision and the big picture, which is exactly what you want for a company of this size. And the Trade Desk is one of those companies that actually puts up videos, podcasts, and articles on their website, actually theory crafting and talking about the industry they're in, actually being passionate about what they do. And this is something very few companies do. So you can actually gain some insight into how the company's thinking and how they're looking at the future by visiting their websites. Now, you might think that Google and Facebook and Amazon and Netflix would eat a company like Trade Desk for breakfast with billions of customers and devices. But these companies are limited to their platforms and the formats they support. There are millions of websites and streaming services that they can't reach, and that's the Trade Desk's bread and butter. And the Trade Desk enjoys running ad on streaming services and websites that are more concentrated and niche than YouTube or Facebook, which are very big in general. So let's say you're a company looking to advertise to photographers. I'm sure the Trade Desk could hook you up with an ad campaign on websites and streaming services directly geared and run by photographers, which is much better than trying to run blanket generic ads on YouTube. So the Trade Desk is laser focused on creating the best ad campaigns for customers, beating out the engagement and click-through rates of the bigger players like Google and Facebook. So in closing, what I see here is all the hallmarks of the next Tesla, Amazon, or Netflix. You have a fast-growing tech company in a secular trend, which means like a big wave of innovation they're riding. So it's a huge market, and they just have to take a small bite of it. They're run by a founder and visionary CEO. They have cash in the bank and fast-growing revenue and positive margins. So the Trade Desk will have room to keep growing and disrupting the huge ad industry. And guys, it doesn't get much better than this. It's a financially sound company, and you've got the growth story to back it up. Something people are looking for these days amongst all the unprofitable tech companies. And I think this is your winner. So let me know what you think about the company or the competition in Google or Facebook. How do you think they will try to crush the Trade Desk before it becomes too big? And as always, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.